out of 291 members of parliament, only 91 decided to heed the call by President Ruto to construct the ICT hubs. And today, in 20th anniversary of the CDF kitty that was started in 2003 during Mwai Kibaki era, William Ruto is lashing at MPs that allegedly have refused to heed the ICT hub pitch. And in a very interesting turn of events, a number of MPs actually boycotted that anniversary that was happening at KICC. That is the president asking MPs why they are not taking it. And it is some reverse psychology to the best on how I'm looking at it, because he seems to be asking what is wrong with their heads, that they have the money and they have decided not to construct those ICT hubs. There's so many factors involved, because I just want to take an example of my constituency in Alego Usonga. It's a very vast constituency. Where do you decide, how do you decide where to put that hub? Which school gives that land for it? And what is the partnership between the Ministry of Education and the ICT on implementation of the program? I have been saying this, and I'll repeat again, that the ICT hub thing is another wild goose chase, is another hot air project. Even the proponents of the ICT hubs are not so much in for it, but they're just out to make political statements. Apart from the president, not even ICT CS Eludowalo or his education counterpart Ezekiel Machogu has come out to utter a word about these ICT hubs. So I wonder, is it just MPs putting up money to construct ICT hubs without a clear guideline on how the project is going to be implemented? Who is funding? Have you set aside funding to buy the computers and to install Wi-Fi in those ICT hubs? And MPs are saying, we are not boarding. This has been very suspicious. When William Ruto last year moved through polytechnics, from one polytechnic to the other, conducting pitches and scripts on how the universities, how the polytechnics are having ICT hubs in those institutions, and how people are making money online. But then, while the speech was in polytechnic, he would come out and ask MPs to construct in their communities. And is that even making sense? Look at that pitch. So this is one of the flagship projects of Kenya Kwanza, and the president and his team believes that this is one of the projects that is going to create jobs alongside affordable housing and the labor migration agreements of taking Kenyans to go and work outside. I think those are three. Yes, there is affordable housing. Some people are to work in affordable housing. If you can't get work there, some people are to work in those ICT hubs. If you also can't make there, some people are to be exported out of the country to work and win this country foreign direct investment, FDI. But in part of that pitch, this has been treated as just a political statement. I remember in Naivasha, when President William Ruto was talking to the MPs, and the MPs said they were not even aware of the jobs. And the MPs confronted him in Naivasha during the annual cabinet retreat that is normally done at the start of the year. Maybe you may need to get a snippet of that that discussion.
And please take what I am telling you seriously. You know, I am not talking politics. You know, kuna maneno tunaongeanga hewa. I am not talking hewa. I am talking to you reality. So, please, any serious leader will listen to what I am saying and do something about it. Tunaelewana? Because the only thing I find when I come to counties, watu wananiambia, oh, kuna mwanasiasa fulani alianguka kura, tafutia kazi. Kuna mwingine hapo alianguka kura, tafutia kazi. Na hawa wengine wote amusemi. Na opportunity ndio hii ina friends. I told you we must work together to change Kenya. Please, tusaidiane kubadilisha Kenya. And it will take the effort of everybody. Because if we were to get 2,000 people, tukigawana hapa 2,000 people, kila mtu atakuwa na watu ine ama mbili. So, no? So, sasa, munataka tugawane hapa. Sasa niwaulize, nani alikatazwa kupeleka 20 ama 30? Ati hamjaambiwa? Mnataka kuambiwa na nani? Kwani amusomi gazeti? Na saa ile mimi naongea, mnafikiri mimi naongea hewa? What are you? Saa ile mimi naongea, nyinyi mnasikianga? Do you understand English or I mean, friends, I mean, wewe waluke. Si mimi nilikuwa Bungoma. Ulisikia mimi nikisema huko sikia. Sasa ulikuwa unafikiri wewe Mauritania, you heard me, I was in your constituency. Nilisema ama sikusema? So, I mean, surely, friends, you know, tuache hii maneno ya, you know, we like looking for excuses. Yes, wamaua. Si mimi nilikuwa Maragwa, my dear. Hiyo maneno yote nimesema basi nilisema. In public, ukiwa hapo. Sasa, please. I have been everywhere I have gone, I have not hidden. So anyway, I am not accusing anybody, but I am telling you guys, let us.
So within a year, last time MPs were saying, we don't know about it. And he actually lost his cool about those MPs saying they don't know about it. Today, the MPs boycotted that event, and then he's slamming them that out of 290, only 91. Let's assume all UDA MPs have heed the call out of the 91. UDA has 161 MPs. So a whopping 71 have defied the calls to create the ICT hubs. So why? Very simple. Why do you think they're not listening to that ICT hub story? Number one, it does not solve that employment. The employment, especially at the rural setup, most of those people that are there, most of the guys in the border, I was just home, majority are in the border. In my village, some are into these quarries, mining. In majority are semi-literate, mostly from 4 dropouts. Even not all people who went to college can work online, by the way. Not all graduates can even work online. So if my MP Samuel Atandi will go to that area and build an ICT hub, where is the guarantee that people will leave border and go and work there? And not even working, people don't even understand what all that digital job is all about. So the capacity to train and the training on trainers, and are the people even trainable? So you cannot, for example, it will be very impractical for Atandi to come back in 2027 and tell Alego Usonga residents that amongst the projects that I have done, I have constructed an ICT hub in Nyangoma Primary School or in Paknyadel Primary School, and because I've done that, you need to vote for me because it has created employment. I'm telling you, in the village, it's not going to be seen. Just today, Nairobi here, without mentioning institutions, I have managed to visit some 2 polytechnics, and I've walked and asked, show me the ICT hub. Let me tell you, even that ICT hub in already existing polytechnics, the Wi-Fi is very low. Let me tell you, the Wi-Fi is very low. And you'll bear with me, if you have a relative in some of these institutions, those people are buying bundles. So even online work also needs even a strong Wi-Fi. The existing schools still don't even have it. I was told there is one in, there is a vocational training in Ugenya, yes. Leave alone even ICT hub, there is even no internet. So before you even push MPs to construct ICT hubs, why don't you install internet even in the already existing schools, institutions? So that's one thing. The MPs can clearly draw the line and see this is just another shenanigan. Number 2, the internet connection program is not elaborate. Imagine if an MP, I've not seen any single MP signing an agreement with, or some partnership, or some MOU, anything with the Ministry of ICT to prove that I'm constructing that ICT hub. That can take me 2 months. But immediately I finish, you'll come and install the internet. So the internet connection program is not very open, it's not very elaborate. There was a pledge even to install Wi-Fi in markets. It went down the wire. The CDF itself has been facing challenges. What KK did, Kenya Kwanza did last year, is to amend the law so that 40% of that goes into school bursary. Then the rest that will remain is supposed to run other projects. But do you know that even MPs, by the time they were going for recess, the last days of their recess in December, they were heading for recess so that they resume in February. They were even staging demos in parliament buildings, asking Treasury to release the money that will go into paying bursary for the schools, for the children, because they were saying bursaries, we are not to be giving it. So when we go to recess and we go back to our constituents, they will be asking us, they will be queuing in the offices seeking those bursaries. So even the CDF itself, disbursement has been facing delays. So that is why it's not really right and it's not true that all these MPs will heed the call. And number 4, I think the pictures on 100,000 jobs created on digital jobs, on how people are showing the country and how they're making millions through those remote task jobs. Even the remote task actually moved out of Kenya, are simply seen as scripts, and politicians know very well that there's nothing president is talking about like digital jobs. It is just another pitch to entice the public, or rather to excite the public. Thank you.